anyways, before I was so rudely interrupted by the FedEx plane, we are going to do a day to night Valentine's makeup look. I hope you guys enjoy this. Remember to click the red subscribe button down below, and follow me on Instagram at Tabitha Faith, and let's get into it. Alright, first off, say hello to my little friend. He is my clippy because, as you see, I have bangs, and there's just, I can't like look cute trying to do my makeup with my bangs. Like, I've got to do this, guys. So you're just gonna have to bear with me and get over it. I'm gonna make a little like poof. Like, that's so cute, so cute. Anyways, okay, so my hands are freshly washed, clean, all that jazz. I'm gonna start with the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. My shade is Birch 1.5. I used to use this stuff all the time, and I really do love it. And then I just stopped using it for a little bit, and I was like, I need something that gives me a little bit of coverage but is not heavy at all, because if you've been following me for a minute, you know that I adore the IT Cosmetics CC cream, but even when I try to sheer that out, it's still actually a little more coverage than I would like for a day-to-day basis, because I really like fresh makeup. Don't get me wrong, it's like a beautiful finish, but it's not as sheer. I want my freckles and stuff to show, you know what I'm saying? So I really love the Bare Minerals for that. It feels beautiful, it's lovely. I just work it into the skin, as you can see, with my fingers, and it just camouflages a bit of redness and gives a little glow, okay? A little glow. So once that's done, I'm gonna put the top on, and then I'm gonna go in. This is the best, in my opinion, under eye corrector in the entire world. It is the Tarte CC cream. I use the shade light medium. There's only two shades, light medium and medium dark. Perfectly salmon for covering up the dark circles, the dark mama circles, as I like to call them. Use your ring finger because it, I'm sorry, the planes, they're just gonna happen. They're just gonna happen. It just happens. Anyways, your ring finger does the least amount of like pressure. I guess it's your weakest finger. Anyways, and I just put just a tad, because I'm not trying to do a lot. This is like a fresh faced natural look. I'm just trying to camouflage a little bit of the darkness. So pat that junk out. I used to not have quite as bad of dark circles, but I am a mom now. But I feel like that's actually not an excuse, because Sawyer sleeps really well. So I don't really understand, like, I get plenty of sleep is what I'm saying, so I don't understand the dark circles. It could be because I'm 30. And I guess with age, like, these things happen. But anyways, so I just work that in a little bit, and then I'm going to go in with the Glossier Stretch Concealer in the shade Light. They have, oh, there's a hair in here, and I just don't know how. Okay, all right, moving on from that. Oh, it's a piece of fuzz. It's not a hair, it's a piece of fuzz. Okay, all right, anyways. They have renamed their shades. And so they'll tell you, like, on the Glossier website, like, if you were light, so if you thought this shade will work for you, what your new shade name would be in their new, like, not formulation, but in their new shade range. So I do love this concealer. I have used quite a lot, as you can see, but I go again with that same ring finger, and I just put it a little bit over top, just a tiny bit. Like I said, we're not trying to be cake face with this natural look. I also take just a hair on my eyes, because I've got a lot of like veinage action in my eyes, and because I'm not using a primer right now, because we're doing like like I said, the most like no makeup look of life, but like with a pretty pink for Valentine's Day. I'm not going to use a primer on my eyelids, so I literally just put a little bit over the top to give a little more coverage, a little more glow. I go around any places there might be redness, like around your nose. Usually everyone has a little redness right there, and then I'll find some spots. So like the best part about having freckles, let me tell you, is that a lot of times people can't tell what's an acne scar from a freckle. So I'm like, thank you very much. But I will tell you guys that this right here is actually acne scars. I'd never ever have had problems with my skin. Like, I was that girl in high school that people would be like, my face is breaking out, and I'm like, I've had like 2 pimples my whole life. Like, it was like that. Like, I was so blessed not to have any hormonal acne when I was growing up. And then I hit like 22 and my face didn't go crazy, but right around my mouth and not really even my jawline, just literally like right in this area, will occasionally get hormonal breakouts. And I've not really found anything that can prevent them. I have a really great skincare routine, and I love all of my skincare products. You can actually like watch my morning skincare routine for dry combo skin down below. I'll link it for you. But anyway, so hormonal acne comes and it annoys me really bad. When it first started happening, I was like, I don't know how to deal with this. Like, I felt like everyone in the whole world was looking at me because I had never really had pimples on my face, and I was just like, it's so bad. Anyways, so I've gotten over it, but I try not to pick at them, because you shouldn't, duh. But sometimes I do, because I'm a human being and I'm not perfect. And then acne scars form because I have very fair skin, and voila. So I use chemical peels and acids and things like that to help with any type of excess pigmentation, but a little concealer can help as well. Alright, so that is your base done. If you want to set under your eyes a little bit, which I do usually because it's gonna crease a little bit. Like the stretch concealer, I love it so much, but it is a really creamy, hydrating concealer, so it will crease just a hair. So anyways, I'm just gonna make sure nothing's creasing already. I'm taking the Becca Soft Light Blurring Powder in the shade Golden Hour. I actually really like this powder. Most powders I truly hate because I have dry skin, and no matter what they say, they do cake up a little bit on my dry skin. And I'm not like flaky dry skin person because, most of the time at least, because I use acids. That's the word. I use acids, exfoliating products, all that jazz. So I usually keep my skin pretty good. So I'm actually going to take just a little bit like in any place that might be a place that does get a little more shiny. So shinier, that's the word. So anyways, any of those spots that I covered up, I just put a little bit there. Okay, that's all done with the powder. I love this stuff. The loose powder is great, but it also gets everywhere when you try to close the lid. Anyways, oh, and this was the Real Techniques setting powder brush, I believe, setting brush. It's really nice and like super perfect for getting in under the eyes, and it's really affordable. Okay. For les brows, I'm just going to quickly take the Maybelline Brow Drama. I use the deep brown shade, and I only use this on my brows. Even when I'm doing like a super glam look, I hardly ever do anything more with my brows than this because I truly love a natural, like big bushy brow look. I just think it's fabulous, and it doesn't take me hardly any time. I'm not about that cut brow life. This is just what I like, and it works. So boom, this like wand thing on the end sucks real bad. I wish they would remake it and just do like a tiny little wand like most, but I don't understand, like, am I a Viking with like what are those things that they come over their head with and they hit you and they have spikes on the end? Anyways, that's what I feel like with this guy. But because my brows are so big, it works. I don't seem to get it, I don't tend to get it everywhere. Sometimes I do. Okay, moving along. Glossier is like the big millennial brand at the moment, and I gotta say I do love a lot of their products, as you can tell because I'm about to use a bunch of them. But their cloud paints are beautiful. They are like cream blushes, but I use the shade Dusk as more of a bronzer. So what I'll do is I'm gonna go in with Dusk. Like I said, the formulation of these is beautiful. It blends out really well, so I just take that and like pat it in between my fingers, and it's gonna come across like real bright when I do it at first, but don't worry, it literally is gonna blend out to beautifulness. Anyways, so this formula is beautiful. Like I said, it blends out, it looks like skin, it blends beautifully into the skin. My only qualm is that it doesn't last very long, which is to be it's to be expected for cream products, but some cream products last longer than others. But also this is super easy to reapply if you like get midday and feel like you need a little touch up. Like these, where'd it go? These are like super cute, would fit in your purse really easy, and like just wash your hands in the bathroom and reapply, and it really will be all right. To me, it's worth it to have such a pretty natural look. And like I said, my skin is, I'm actually going to do a little more on this side because I feel like it's a hair uneven. My skin is dry combo sometimes, with a little bit of hormonal acne and a tiny bit of sensitivity. So I can't say how oily girls would like this, but they have like a lot of reviews on their website, so I would just recommend reading the reviews if you're an oily skin girl and finding out if you would like it. Anyway, so I did that. I'm going to take the tiniest little bit of the shade Beam. They do have a shade that is actually pink. This is more of a peach, and we're doing pinks on the face today, but it does not clash, I promise. There is a pink, and I think it's called Poppy, and I need to get it. But I'm literally just doing the tiniest spot of life, and I'm dropping things. Doing that the same thing. Doing it only on the apples of the cheeks. Just a little bit of pop right there. On this side as well. And I can do this makeup look in probably like 5 minutes, but because I'm chatting my life away right now, obviously it's going to take a little bit longer. So don't be like, wow, this is taking forever and it hardly looks like you got anything on your face, because I promise when the talking is not happening, it goes by so fast. Okay. For highlighter, I'm enjoying, Glossier has a stick highlighter as well. That's great. The Halo Scope, it's wonderful. But right now, I've got the Flesh Beauty highlighter in the shade Startle. I do love this. I think it's fantastic. However, I've heard a lot of complaints about Flesh Beauty, like the product size. Just like once you like measure like cost per ounce, I'm not like super duper concerned with that, because you hardly make it through the end of a product before it's time to throw it out. So it just meant less waste in my opinion. But anyways, I digress. This is a beautiful product. It adds like, I want to look glowy, juicy, dewy, all the words. So I just put it on the highlights of my cheeks. Do you see? Do you see? It's so pretty. Then I'm going to take a little bit like down my nose, on the tip of my nose a little bit, like on the Cupid's bow. Don't be shy. Maybe a little bit on the chin, like really almost everywhere on my entire face. I just want to glow. I just want to glow. Because healthy, a great way to trick yourself into looking like you got healthy skin is by doing a cream highlighter and just making it beautiful and radiant and glowy, because it's going to look like your skin is actually glowing, as opposed to like a dry powder highlighter is not going to have the same effect. Okay. For the eyes, I'm doing the Glossier Lid Star in the shade Cub. This I love, and at the same time, I'm slightly annoyed with it because it is great. It's a great product. It's very, like, it's pretty oily, if I'm honest, and it almost shears out to nothing. That's the thing, is like, it almost is too natural. Like, I feel like it needs to have just a hair more like staying power and pigmentation, but I can't say that they're not beautiful, because they are. They're a great formula. They go on and they look so nice, just like a sheer wash of color on your lid. And this is the prettiest like amber rose gold pink color. But if you blend just a little too much, it's completely gone. So that's it, just kind of like blended out with my finger. And as you can tell, like you can build it up. Like I could put a little bit more on each if I wanted, and don't blend as much, like just pat a little bit, don't blend it out so far, and it's going to create a little stronger of a color. But like I said, these are pretty sheer. They do make, not Glossier, sorry, who is it? Maybelline, the color tattoos. I think there's a pink one in that. And Revlon makes like a color tattoo. So it's like a cream shadow, so it's going to get more of a natural look to me than a powder, but it's going to be a little bit more pigmented than this, okay? So this look is pretty much done. All you want to do is take a little bit of mascara. I'm using the L'Oreal Paris Lash Paradise waterproof formula right now, and I'm just going to put a tiny little bit on. Like, I'm not trying to make like huge big lashes for the daytime look. I'm sorry, I do have to hold my mouth open when I put on my mascara. Comment below if that's you too, girl. Okay, it looks like I'm putting on like 15,000 coats, but I'm really not. It was only like one dip into the tube. Okay, so there's that. And then you want to do a lip. So got a couple of lip options for you. This one is NARS. Their satin lip pencil in the shade Rakujian. I will have it listed on the screen. You tell me how to say it, okay? This is such a great color. Like, I love this. It's like the perfect, like, light nudie pink. Oh, it's just beautiful. All right, I'm gonna take my bangs down so you can get a pretty picture of me. So anyways, let's try to like brush these bangs back so I can get a decent shot of how it would look when you're not looking like a troll with your bangs pulled back. So boom, really easy, like fresh-faced, light pink Valentine's Day look. It goes by really fast, I promise. Okay, we're back in the clip, ready to take this look from day to night. So I just like wiped off the lipstick because it will have worn down by the end of the day. You get the gist. And like some of the makeup will have worn down by the end of the day. So we're gonna do a little like touching up of the base, but it really doesn't need much touching up right now, but I would add a little bit more coverage for tonight, for our nighttime date night out. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna use, like I said, my favorite, Your Skin But Better, It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream. I use the shade Fair, and I'm literally just going to take just a tiny bit because even on glam looks, I don't want to have like way too much coverage. I'm going to take a damp beauty blender, and then I'm going to take it in the spots where I want a little extra coverage. So that would usually be like in the chin area, around where those spots are. And I don't know about you guys, but like because my lips are like such a light pink, there's no like structured line. They just kind of like fade into my skin. So if I've been wearing makeup all day, or excuse me, lipstick all day, I'll need to like reapply some foundation along the edge just to kind of give a more like structured, this is where my lips start look. So I just like to go kind of close to there. And I'm just going to put just a hair, just a little bit there. I'll do a little bit like around my nose area and kind of blend that up into the forehead. You can always retouch like underneath your eyes if you need anything, or if you even just need like to freshen up a little bit without adding any type of product. I just love a damp a damp beauty sponge. This is the Real Techniques beauty sponge, not the beauty blender. So anyways, I probably would take a little bit on my cheeks.
And just like I said, any place that looks like it means that I would want a little bit more coverage. So, whoops. This is a little bit more in the forehead. Why not? Even though my forehead is always covered up by my veins, I don't even know where I waste product putting on my forehead. But anyways.
Okay, so now that I added a little bit more extra coverage to the face, I'm going to go straight in to, well actually, I'll set that a little bit. I'll set it. Why not? And I'll take a bigger powder brush this time. This is the Real Techniques blush brush, but I feel like it works really well for an all over like setting brush. So I'll just set that in a little bit. Just set it on in. Okay, beautiful. I literally use the tiniest amount of powder. Like if powder didn't go out of date, I would have this powder and hand it down to my children. Like it would still have some left after I am gone. So I hardly use powder. Okay, my brows, I would probably like touch them up maybe just a hair, but really this stuff lasts throughout the whole day. So, I mean, it's pretty stinking good. So, you know, let's just say I just added a little bit more. If on rare occasion I want to cut those eyebrows a little bit more, I use the Benefit brow pencil. It's real good. It's real good. Okay, so let's go straight on in with eyes. I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. If you get one high-end palette of your life, let it be this one. Because look at those colors. Look! They're beautiful. Like it has everything you would ever need in a makeup palette. So I adore this. I really pretty much solely use this. Like, it's almost a waste of my time to own anything else because this has it all. So I'll just leave it at that. Check it out for yourself. I'm going to start off by scratching my face now, by taking the Sigma E40 blending brush, big fluffy blending brush. This was like all the rage back in the day. I'm just gonna do as I talk. Anyways, I'm gonna do a transition shade to begin with. I'm gonna dip into Weekender and put it in the transition. Anyways, this was like the it blending brush back in the day, and so I bought it because, you know, that's what you do. Influencers, they influence you and then you buy things. And it's not bad at all. I love how fluffy and amazing it is, but it's not soft. Like, it's kind of scratchy. So I was surprised by that. But alas, I still use it because I own it and it does the job. And honestly, I'm not that big of a brush shopper. I do love, like, you should have good makeup brushes, but I'm not like all the time on the search for a new makeup brush. I buy what I need and then use it until I need to buy something else. Anyway, so I'm just establishing a little bit of a transition color because the Weekender is a really, really light brown color. We're going pinkies, we're going like purple, it's gonna be beautiful, but I like to establish Weekender as that like light brown as a little bit of a transition. So, but one brush that is 100% worth your money, I've had it for years, I wanna buy more because it's amazing, is the MAC 214. Like, I've had it for so long, there's nothing on here anymore. I believe it's a 214 brush. It has washed well. It has held up well. I adore it. I'm going to go into the shade Wild at Heart. And I'm going to do more of like a packing motion. So I'm going to tap that right there. Tap off any excess. And then I'm going to go right in that center of the lid. If you cannot tell, I have the smallest lid space in the entire world. So I have to do tricks to kind of open my eyes up a little bit more. So what that means for me is like taking and blending things just a little bit outside of the crease, because as I look at you right now with my eyes open, you can't really see much work in there. So what I have to do is take the color just a little higher. So what I do is I just kind of blend that midways out. You see how beautiful that shade is? Like, it's stunning. It's stunning. And you'll have to forgive me if I need to like move up closer to the mirror, because like I said, I do my makeup like buried in a mirror. I like to see my detail work happening, okay? So anyways, I'm gonna pack this on as strongly as I see fit. You know what I could also do? There's a mirror in here, but I don't want to block you. So knowing me, I would block you. So I'm just gonna keep on with the process that we got going on. Okay, so I'm loving this. So now I'm gonna take, what am I taking? This is a Morphe brush, the Morphe E22. I really like it because it's like a domed brush, but it's a little more densely packed. So I like to get in that like outer V area. And I'm gonna take the shade Hell Ride. It is like a plummy shade, kind of like what we've been working with, but it's matte. It's not shimmer. And I'm gonna do that all on the edge. I'm gonna kind of create a V. So I'm going a little bit in the crease and a little bit in that outer corner. And I make crazy faces. Like, I gotta like stretch it out as much as I can because of these small lids. So I do my best, guys. I do my best. Anyways, also one thing that you should know about me is that I am not all about that like super cut anything. I really like, not natural obviously, because this is not, no one's eyes look like this naturally, let's be real, but more of a messy makeup look. Like, I don't want things to be too perfect. I think that is just a little, it's just not me. That's all it is. It's just not me. So I just do my thing and work with it, blend, and then if I don't like it, like if I've come down too far on the sides, I'll take my like beauty sponge and just tap it on out a little bit. But anyway, so I just work that into the outer V, and I kind of, you see how I'm like blending it a little higher into my crease, and that's once again because of my eye shape. You might not have to do that. So I'm gonna go back with this like blending brush, and I'm gonna go to the shade Still Shot. It's more of like a pink color, And then I'm going to use that to blend that outer portion. I'm not going to take it too far in, but I like that light pink. But it's like a light pink transition color, really. I like it for blending this plum out. I really think it's really pretty. Like I said, I barely can see what I'm doing. Let's do this for un momento, por favor. Okay. Yes, it's working out. It's working out. Work it out. Work it out. So the blend of colors just like makes my heart so happy. I'll go back in with that same like MAC brush and maybe touch up the Wildfire if I feel like it needs to be touched up at all. Excuse me, Wildheart, not the Wildfire. Okay, then I'm going to take this e.l.f. blending brush. It's really like flat brush, and I really like it for getting like in the inner corner of the eye and up on the brow bone. So I'm gonna do Blaze from this. It's like a really light gold, and I'm gonna put that right in that inner corner. Right in that inner corner. I'm gonna pat, 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 and blend it over to the center. And then I'm gonna take Breakaway, which is like the white highlighter shade, and I'm gonna do the brow, right under the brow bone. Or right on the brow bone, should I say. It's not under, it's right on it. Okay, and if there's any like harshness, like if you feel like, oh, the lines are too, whatever, too harsh, I will like take off any excess product off of my big old blending brush and just go back in and do windshield wiper motions or like swirlies just to kind of blend that out. And I'm happy with that. So I'm gonna do the under eyes. So there are a couple of options I have for the under eyes. You could just like blend out a couple of colors underneath, but I really think it's fun to take this Urban Decay pencil in the shade Psychedelic Sister. It's a purple, and it really just complements really well because when you have like plums, but we don't have anything like true purple. So if you'll do just like the tiniest hair of it underneath, literally I just did like on the outer up into like the middle because with my small eyes I don't want to like fully line it, rim it out. And then take like a small pencil blending brush and go in with, there's actually a purple in here called Guilt Trip. Dip into that and blend slowly but surely. It depends on how far you want to take it down to how far you want to blend it out. But I'm just going to do it just a little bit because I don't want too much. But I'm going to blend it down just a hair because that is just too fun. Okay, I'm going to stop right there with the under eyes for just a second because I want to do a winged liner and then I want to blend everything together. So we're going to go into our winged liner. How am I going to do this on camera? We shall see. If you can see the camera, I hope you can't see too much craziness. So I'm going to try to sit this far back and do it, and yikes! So I don't claim to be amazing at winged liner, but it sure helps when I'm using the Kat Von D ink liner in Trooper because it's like, the tattoo liner is like a brush, the ink liner is like a felt one, like a marker, and I actually think I know I like this one better. I feel like it offers just a little bit more control and precision, which I need. So I'm going to do a little, yes, I have to pull because girls got little bitty eyes. I got to pull, okay? I'm going to do that.
If I go out of frame, forgive me.
All right, one down. That was not too bad. I don't want to jinx myself. I feel like I need to like knock on wood. Okay, left side. Yes, this is my left side. Left side done. Let's try the right. Now I'm gonna like even them up a little bit because it just is what it is. It's the name of the game. Okay, these have turned into a pretty thick liquid liner. honestly, I just work with whatever's happening in the moment. I try, whatever I have in mind oftentimes won't even work out, because with liquid liner, you just never know. You never know. So I just work with what I got. I'm pretty pleased with them, so I'm going to go back to the under eyes. I'm going to get the excess purple off of my pencil brush, and I'm going to go in with that shade Hell Ride again. And just go right along the outside. Like I said, I'm not trying to cause too much darkness underneath here. And I'm blending that straight into the V. Like I've been asked before, how do I get the under eye like blended into there? And really, I literally just blend it into it. Like I take it up right to the edge and almost fan it out just a hair with it. Okay? Then I'm going to take a brush like this. This one I don't even know whose this is by. I've had it for a while, but I love it. And I'm going to actually go in with, I'm going to go with Still Shot. And I'm just blending. I really like, I know this is like a really big brush to be taking under your eyes, but I really like how it like will feather out as opposed to being too packed in there. And this is like for me a slowly but surely game. Like don't go in too heavy handed, because it can get cray real fast. So just blend away. I don't want to blend too far down. I am satisfied with this. Let's move on. I'm going to go in with bronzer. I'm using the Tarte Amazonian Clay Bronzer in Park Avenue Princess. It's a fabulous bronzer that hardly anyone talks about. I actually heard about it from Alana Rama, and I'll link her channel down below, but it is fantastic. I'm going in with an e.l.f. complexion brush. It is, to me, a really great bronzing brush. I don't really do anything in the way of contour anymore. Every once in a while I'll cut those cheeks, but not too harsh. So just bronzing up the face. No need to do too much because you've got a lot going on. I'm going to take that around my neck a little bit just in case there's any type of color discrepancy. This gives like the beautiful, almost like sun-kissed glow of life. Ooh, I'm not sure what words were coming out right then. Anyways, once I'm done with that, I'm going to take like a nudie pink blush. This one is the Milani Romantic Rose brush, and I'm going in with the Morphe E34. And just a hair on the apples. You don't want too much going on because your eyes are doing a lot of the talking. If I'm gonna go in with a highlighter. I'm gonna use the same Flesh stick highlighter. I know it is a cream, but to me it lays beautifully over powders. Just warm it up in your fingers like you just saw me do on top of the brush. I mean, excuse me, on top of the stick, and just go in like that. Gonna go back down the nose again. That highlighted nose is in. I don't hate it. I don't want it to look like way too highlighted, like Rudolph-y highlighted, but I don't mind a little bit. I'm gonna take a little bit of this actually and do it right in there, in the corners. Just like that. I actually am going to go back in to the palette and do a little bit of that Blaze Light Gold, actually just right there towards the inner corner. Okay. Then what else? What else do I need? I'm going to put a little bit more mascara on. I'm going back in with that same one from L'Oreal Paris. This is the most like waterproof formula I've ever used in my whole life. Like you have to really use a cleansing oil to get this stuff off. But that's wonderful for when you're crying, when you're working out, whatever might happen on Valentine's Day. Just kidding. But for real, if you find that your mascara runs really easily, I would go in with this because it's pretty bomb. I don't really wear falsies. I really should get into wearing them more, but I can't be bothered. Woo! Excuse me. They are a pain to apply in my opinion. They do look beautiful, but I just work up what I got real well. Uh-oh. So I'm like the world's worst at getting it in my like lid area, so I'm gonna try to fix that. I'm also gonna take just a little bit on the bottom lashes. Burr, burr, burr. Okay, Beauty Miss. Now for lips, and we are done. You could go with that same color. Where'd it go? Oh. You could actually go with that same color that we had before on the natural look if you want to just keep the focus on the eyes. This would be perfect for that, and don't even like line, just like let it be that light pink look. If you want to do a little pop of color on the lips as well, I'm going to go in with the liner. This is the Tawny, nope. This is the Jordana Baby Berry. Perfect, beautiful, and we're done. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm going to go in with my new favorite like lipstick of life, the YSL Rose Pikachu, in the shade 04. It's a beautiful like pink berry color. I like to kind of like pat mine in with my finger once they're done, once it's applied, just to like almost give it like a stain. But also that's like my newfangled way of blotting. Make sure those lines are all right. Isn't that so beautiful? Like this is the best formula too, in my opinion. Like it smells beautiful, but like it's so creamy and like satiny on the lips, but it lasts really, really, really well. Okay, let's take these bangs down one more time. Oh, you can finish off with whatever setting spray of your choice. Shall I go with the buttercup look today? Maybe not. And there you have it, folks. That is my daytime to nighttime Valentine's Day look. I hope you have enjoyed my very first makeup tutorial. Remember, if you did, to give this video a thumbs up, a like, click subscribe down below. Click the subscribe button down below and follow me on Instagram at Tabitha. And until next time, guys, remember that you are loved, you are valued, and you are worthy. Bye-bye.